What is the like half-life with the stuff? How long can you have it around? How long can it sit in warehouses? How long can you have it at your house? How long can you have it take
Yeah,
it? How long does it
the
stay in you?
it's a sure okay. First, the shelf life. It's a very durable compound. It doesn't break down. I I would estimate that depending on how it's packaged, it probably has an almost unlimited shelf life. I don't think it's going to decompose or break down. As far as in the body, the half life, there's two different versions. There's the crystal version and the powder version. And the crystal version has a shorter half life. Powder version has a longer half life. The crystal version seems to be out of the system in like less than 2.5 days. And if you look at the half life hours online, it doesn't translate exactly to how it works in my body or other people's body. The crystal half life is shorter than I read online. It's almost like if you take a big dose one day, you don't really feel it that much the next day. It leaves the body faster. The powder, though, the powder definitely builds up. It's got to have at least like a 2, maybe even a 3 day half life, because if, and this is where people run into problems. This is why it's more dangerous. The powder version, on day one they'll take 200 milligrams and they don't feel it. On day two they'll take 200 milligrams and they're like, maybe I barely feel it. So day three I'll take 400. Okay, now I'm starting to feel it. I think I want to try 600. They try 600 on the next day. Well, they've already got a compound from the previous days in their system, and it's just adding up because of the longer half life, and then they overheat. So that's why it's important, and I knew this going in, to stick with the same dosage for long enough for my body to stabilize with the half life and see what this milligram actually feels like,
And you, when you
instead of
say
like increasing the
overheat,
dosage.
what is overheating?
If you had a fever, let's say, if you ever had like I've had a 106-degree fever before, not from DMP, but just a body fever, and so it's really similar to that. You're just very hot, and you're drinking a ton of water. That's the reason people would die is dehydration. Their body's not able to cool itself, so you got to drink a lot of water, go in front of a fan. My ex-girlfriend, the first time I was ever exposed to DMP, my ex-girlfriend overdosed and almost died because she took the powder version. She was obese, by the way, back when I used to like fat chicks.
Did it work?
I'm waiting for baby mama to still say I still like fat
Come
chicks.
on, everyone was in college. It's all right.
Yeah. So uh, she took a small amount, a bigger amount, a bigger amount, and then I came home to her and she's laying in the bottom of the shower with the freezing cold water on her, and she passed out. And if she didn't get to the shower to the cold water, then she would have died from overheating. Basically, your body temperature gets so hot that it would cook your insides.
Right.
So that is a risk. It's just that that was so stupid of her to do. She's a smart girl, but that was so stupid of her to do that. If it's used responsibly, people don't have problems. Used irresponsibly, then she overdosed.
Now that goes with any drug, over the counter drug. If you have one perk, it can numb the pain. If you have five of them, it can kill you, right? Same thing
Yeah,
with aspirin. So I'm not for or against any of this. I'm just intrigued by what you're saying here because it all makes sense. Was DNP around in the 1940s as a
yeah.
ingestible
Actually,
drug?
it's
They did studies on it.
yeah. Actually, even earlier, in
Okay.
early 1900s too. But they started doing human experiments with it, and it was working really good to burn fat. And I don't remember why it came to an end. Probably because some people
Killing people.
died.
Yeah.
But if you look at the studies, most of the fat loss studies that are done on it were done, like 80 years ago. And then there was like a big study because they stopped doing human studies. There's not very many human studies on DMP. There's some because DMP was being studied by some people as a cure for cancer and a whole bunch of other diseases. But there's like a big gap. A whole bunch of research 80 years ago, however long, and then no research, and then all of a sudden becomes popular again. I think like a lot of the compounds I discover when I travel around, the people that know about it, they use it for themselves and they don't tell anybody about it, which is good because then it's never going to get taken away from them.
Right.
I mean, there's other drugs that that I'm nervous to go and tell people about on YouTube, because if I do, then the governments are going to start coming after these other drugs that are really helpful drugs for me and the people who know about it. And I want to share so badly what they are, but if I do, and then it's going to risk getting taken away from us and from everybody. So that's kind of what happened with DMP. Actually, is I made it popular because I did the videos about it and I showed how well it worked. And I'm an intelligent person, not like a drug addict. I'm not going out there saying, yeah, I use DMP, and everybody's going, oh, yeah, because he's just a drug addict. And they're like, wow, he's a lawyer. He's a pretty smart guy. He did his research. He weighed the risks versus the benefits, and he still chose to do DMP. He documented it, and it worked out really well for him. And look at all the comments, all these other people saying it works really well for them, too. So it just kind of caught on to the mainstream and became much more popular.
And he's still alive.
I'm still alive, yeah.
Right.
But now it's come full circle. Now it's brought attention to it, and now the governments are going after it again. So now I'm thinking back to the beginning. Man, now it's going to be even hard for me to get DMP. So should I have just kept it a secret for myself to use it?
No.
But that's not my values. I want to share all this stuff because I'm trying to bring the whole human race and quality of life and philosophy about drugs up and educate people. So, but I am torn a little bit.
I respect that, and you know what? Are they really coming after you because it's dangerous, or are they coming after you because they want their cut? They want the money from it. It's like marijuana. They knew it was harmless for 1,000 years, and now it's legal, so they can get their piece.
We've had a whole bunch of fans reach out to us and say that DMP cured their cancer. And so we did a video. We were doing an Instagram live a while back with Coach Trevor, who knows a little bit about cancer as well. And they asked him, what do you think about DMP? Could it have been what cured my cancer? Because I started taking DMP and it cured my cancer. And he said yes, and here's how DMP can potentially kill cancer. Not advising it, but just look into it.
Mm.
But of course, then as soon as you say something cures cancer, then the government really takes it away fast.
Right.
There's a lot of other things like vitamin B17. That here in Philippines, I have access to a clinic that does a whole bunch of anti-aging things, and they do the B17 injections. So I'm like, wow, B17 is a cure for cancer. Why doesn't everybody know about this? And I go online, I find out, America made it illegal. Like, it's really hard to get. So you got to travel outside the country to get most of the cures for most of the diseases. If the U.S. has, if the drug companies can make money off of helping the symptoms instead of actually finding the cure.
Dude, I could talk to you for hours, honestly. You are an encyclopedia of this shit. Let's go back to your YouTube channel getting shut down. Now, like under your current situation, and as a lawyer, do you feel confident in your success in this situation, or how's this affecting you?
Okay, so I'm constantly under attack. I'm under attack in the media, the Wall Street Journal, every newspaper, media, YouTube videos, everybody, because their argument is that I'm promoting drugs, which I'm not. I'm giving the benefits and the risks of each drug because I believe people should have the freedom to decide for themselves and have all the information. So I'm under attack constantly, but I've grown accustomed to being under attack constantly. So when my friend calls me up and says, "Hey man, I saw you got hit with another lawsuit. or you got hit with this other news article, or Enhanced Athlete got raided by the whole bunch of government agencies, and they took everything, and they wiped out all the bank accounts. And I say, I was a practicing lawyer for about 8 years, and I dealt with such stressful cases. I still have PTSD for practicing law, and it's just become my normal state is chaos. My normal state is dealing with a lot of stress and constantly being under attack.
So this is
I'm
nothing
okay
for
with
you.
that.
Okay. I've met you in person many times now, and you've always been nothing but a gentleman to me. And this is why you're a very intriguing dude. Like, you don't come off as a fruitcake. You come off as someone who knows what they're talking about, and that's why I wanted to talk to you, because you know a hell of a lot more than I do. So, I have, if you just ask me, I'd say DMP, fuck you. I want nothing to do with it. Half of the stuff you do, I would say, get lost. I don't need any of that. But I'm also very open minded, and I'm very into people, into what makes them tick, and what their whole agenda is. And everything I get from you is not a fruitcake, is not a negative person, is not a person that's trying to promote bad things. You're just trying to be innovative. You're trying to be you, and I have nothing wrong with that. I respect it 100%. And hopefully, you can get past it. And from what I'm gathering, they got nothing on you. They put a lot of time and energy into sticking it up your ass, and they did nothing. And they got nothing but what, a faulty light switch or something.
Right, right. That was the way the government wanted to shut down Enhanced Athletes, but all they could find that could give them an immediate cause to shut it down was some electrical violation. So they shut down the office and manufacturing everything for about a month, just to screw with everybody. But that's just one of many attacks. I mean, it's just constant. And I was warned about this by some extremely intelligent people that stayed off the grid on purpose. They said, if you start telling people about drugs that can actually cure disease, or you go against big pharma, or you go against big media, then you're going to get attacked in ways that you can't even imagine. You're going to get attacked, because they did too. A lot of the people that I meet that left America, not just America, but America, England, Canada, Australia, some of these more controlling countries when it comes to pharmaceuticals, they left for similar reasons. They left because they became under attack, because they found out the truth about a lot of things, and they promoted it, or they spread the word. So here I am in the Philippines and other Asian countries, so that I can still talk about this stuff without at least directly in person being attacked by too many people or government agencies.
So you are in Asia, in the Philippines, and will you come back to the United States? Do you want to come back? you know? Do you feel comfortable, safe coming back?
There's certain things I miss, but I don't. I think what's going to happen is, if I come back, I'm just going to spend most of my time in court. So I'd rather be here than in court.
Not in jail. I mean, they don't have anything to like come and arrest you for. It's just more litigation bullshit.
Yeah, probably. Although when I practiced law, I saw a lot of my clients get hit with really bogus Mickey Mouse stuff because a government agency wanted to take someone down, and they didn't have like a really good cause to do it. So what they do is if you look at the size of the law in America, you couldn't even possibly read it all. There's so many laws that every single person is violating. And if the government or wants to come after you, or someone who has a connection in the government, they can go through that and they can just start highlighting all these little Mickey Mouse BS stuff just to get you. The people don't realize that you're not in certain countries, you're just not free because you are a criminal whether you know it or not. And at any time they can hit a switch and say, okay, we're activating that law against you and we're going to sweep all your assets and detain you so that you can't tell anybody about it.
Right. That is garbage. Now, do you believe there is a government hit list of certain people that are just on a list that they're going to stop at no means to come and get your ass?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you on it?
I don't think I'm quite on it yet.
No.
I think, I'm not on the big radar, not like some of the people that I've met as I'm traveling around that are definitely on the hit list that have had to change their name and identity and
are you working on it?
Stuff. Do I what?
Are you working on it?
The thing is, I like attention too much. I like being in the media. I can't like change my name and my identity because I do like to get my message out. So
right.
Yeah, I've been advised by a lot of people just go underground.
You're always in shape, man. Every time I see you, you're lean. And out of nowhere, you jumped in a show and you end up winning the overall. What show was that, and how did that feel?
That was the Los Angeles Grand Prix, and I was taking a whole bunch of Lasix to try and make weight, and I still couldn't make weight. Still couldn't do it for classic physique. So then I went into heavyweight bodybuilding. Of course, not even enough time to totally fill out, but at least I could play with potassium and sodium and try to pull water from under my skin. And, definitely should have lost more fat because I only prepare for 10 days for a bodybuilding competition.
Did you run out of DMP?
No, if I have 10 days to prepare for a bodybuilding competition, then that only gives me like 3 or 4 days in the beginning of the prep to run DMP. Because I can't, if I run it too close to the show, I'll retain water.
Okay.
So I can only use a short burst of it. Instead, what I really use DMP for is if I see my body weight getting out of line, and I want to bring it back. Let's say I always stay around 10% body fat, right? So if I want to bring it back to 10 from 12 quickly, then that's when I'll take a burst of DMP. But in Asia, it's very hot. I travel in mostly very warm climates, and DMP makes you very hot. So it's a lot less comfortable to run it now than back when I was in Sacramento in the U.S.,
right,
where it gets very cold in the winter, and at which time taking DMP was awesome because I could go out in shorts and a T-shirt and it'd be freezing cold outside and me be perfectly warm and comfortable. I actually liked being the warm feeling. And here, I just don't need to sweat any more than I'm already sweating.
Now, do you think the use can allow you to eat more junk, more shit food, or?
Yeah, you can. Some people use it because I'll say some people use it and then even end up eating more because they can, but then still get leaner. But it's all dosage dependent. I mean, the healthiest thing to do is if I run a much lower dosage and I have a clean diet, and then I lose fat without having to change my diet too much. The least healthy thing to do would be to take a very high dosage and then just eat whatever garbage you want. Because you can still lose fat on DMP if you take a higher dosage, but then the higher the dosage, then the more potential side effects. Because there are a lot of potential side effects that can happen that we didn't talk about. We talked mainly about the fact that like the low dosage, as long as you prevent oxidation, has almost no side effects versus like the high dosage can kill you. But there's things in between too.
Right. Tony, I really appreciate you talking to me because I need to learn this shit myself. So when people ask me, I get a lot of questions regarding this. That way, I don't have to answer it. I can just say, click on this, and watch what the doctor has to say. And I know you're busy over there. I know you got a family, and you're a busy dude. So I really appreciate you coming on and talking to me. Do you have anything you want to plug? Anything you want to talk about? Apologize? Baby mama stuff? Anything? Let us know.
I'm starting to do these roundtable questions, and I had asked you at one of the bodybuilding competitions, like a couple quick questions, like what's your carbohydrate strategy, or do you take naps during the daytime, that type of thing. So I'd love to just send you a quick question and just have you on your phone send me a quick clip back, giving your roundtable expert opinion, just like 20 seconds. Your quick fire answers to quick questions. Absolutely. And I'll include it in a collage.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll do it on my raw video on my YouTube channel, and I'll send it to you. So
awesome.
Yeah, I will say this one comes from Dr. Tony Hughes, and whatever question it is. But I really enjoyed talking to you, Tony. You're a wealth of knowledge, and everything you say does make sense. So I really appreciate it. I look forward to speaking to you again soon.
So, sure, anytime. Sounds good, Jose.
All right, brother. Be safe over there, and we will talk soon. Look at those cannons.
Thank you, Tony.
Yeah, baby.
Thanks, guys.
This is the Boston Mass. Thanks again for watching. Now, if you're not subscribing, subscribe now. Tell all your friends to subscribe. If you haven't, do it now. All right?